What is up, everybody, and welcome back to yet another video. And you've heard about all the skaters that you can meet in skateboarding through all of my types of skater videos and my skate stories episodes, and you've also learned about some of the most iconic spots in skateboarding in my iconic spots videos. So today I'll be telling you about the 10 types of skate spots you will most likely run into in your skateboarding life. And I'll tell you about all the things to watch out for, the people to watch out for, the native animals to watch out for, and I'll also give each spot my own personal skater die ranking. So without taking up any more time, let's get right into the 10 types of skate spots. And for number 1, we got a really iconic, yet probably one of the most underrated spots of all time. A place where billion-dollar companies were started, and a place that many great skaters today land their first ollie, the garage.
Do this every day. This will keep your skateboarding at a not sucky level.
The garage is one of the most inviting and comfortable places to skate because for most of you, you literally have it in your own home. It's one of the best skate spots out there purely because you can skate there whenever you want, regardless of if it's raining or it's dark, or even for the most part, if it's like snowing outside or there's a hurricane. You can still technically skate in your garage, like no matter what. Now, of course, some of you out there don't have a garage, be it because you live in an apartment, or because your house doesn't have one, or because you live in a box on the side of the highway, in which case, I'm sorry man, hope things get better. But don't freak out, even if you don't have a garage to call your own, a really good alternative is to go to a covered parking lot. In fact, in some ways, these can be better than your own garage because you can go there with all of your friends and actually push around and string tricks together. And just like with a personal garage, you can go there regardless of weather or the time of day, pretty much as long as it has lighting. So if it's a rainy day outside and you're just bugging to go out to skate and I haven't uploaded on that day for whatever reason, well then you can always fall back to the good old trusted garage, be it your own or a parking lot garage. And overall, I rate the garage skate spot a 10 out of 10 purely because of how simple it is and how almost anyone can access one. Number 2, the Bando. Depending on where you live, these can either be really hard or really easy to find, especially if you're looking for one that's not already occupied by some crackheads. But skating in a Bando can be really fun and can also give you an opportunity to build your own DIY skate spot if there's a lack of things to skate there. Depending on the spot, it can also give you a great place to skate during winter or when it's raining, and it's a place that you probably aren't going to get bothered, or if you do, you're going to want to get out of there pretty quickly. If you look past the mildew, the used syringes, the rats, and the other creatures living in there while you skate, it honestly doesn't seem that shabby. Just be careful out there digging through Bandos. It's technically illegal, and if you get caught by the other residents there, or the police, you'll have some explaining to do. Or if you're fast, maybe a bit of running and some very fast pushing on your board. Overall, the Bando spot is a potential 2 out of 10 to a potential 10 out of 10. It really depends on the individual spot. It's different for each one. Number 3, the bust spot. The bust spot could technically mean a lot of things. A place that's busted, a place to bust, a place to go when you need to bust. But for today, by bust spot, I mean a place that used to be a good skate spot, but either got too popular or the property owners found out.
Get him out of here. Throw him out.
Or just for one or another reason, it became too hot to skate. And every time you go there, you'll now get harassed by security or by some Karen within 5 minutes of being there. The thing is, a lot of these hot spots or bust spots or whatever you want to call them are actually really nice skate spots. And there are a few really iconic spots that are now too hot to skate, such as Black Hubba in New York City. If you want to get a trick down at one of these spots, you'll only have a few tries before somebody kicks you out and you'll have to come back another day. Overall, a 6 out of 10 skate spot. It's pretty bad if you're just trying to skate there for fun, but it's a good addition to have in any skateboard park. Number 4, the school. Typically when you think of school, you don't think of a great place to skate. But interestingly enough, a lot of the most famous skate spots are actually schools, such as El Toro, Wallenberg, Hollywood High, and the list goes on. And each school seems to have its own way of dealing with the constant flood of skaters that go there to skate that famous spot. Some of them embrace it, such as Wallenberg, and they even agreed to have a skateboarding event hosted there one time. Others try to stop skaters entirely, such as El Toro High School, who completely blocked off and skate stopped their iconic stair set. And others just deal with it, such as Hollywood High, and they know that they're not going to be able to stop every skater from going there. But the fact of the matter is that a lot of these schools are actually really good for skating. I don't know if it's just because of the architecture around schools, but if you look around your local schools, if you're allowed within 400 feet of them, you'll most likely find some pretty nice spots that you can skate. And depending on what time of day you go there, or if it's the weekend, or basically if there's kids in the school, you could either have a really good session there and you could skate there for the entire day, or you could get kicked out within 15 to 30 minutes. It's just the name of the game. But if you're planning on skating at some local schools, you should also keep in mind that you're treading into natural Karen breeding grounds. So if you see a distinct haircut coming at you in full force, it might be time to divert their attention and pretend to leave. Or just skate around them just out of hearing distance until they call a manager. Overall, skating at schools can either be a 5 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. It really depends what you're there for, and even more, it depends on the school. Number 5, the no rollaway. The no rollaway isn't exactly a specific spot, but it's a common feature in many other skate spots that you will encounter out there. It's pretty self-explanatory. The no rollaway spot is a spot that just has no rollaway, be it because there's a road that leads into common traffic right in front of it, or because it's not even paved and you need to put down plywood to be able to roll away. The no rollaway is without a doubt one of the best ways to set yourself up for greatness. That greatness being the length of your hospital bill after you try to ascend it. In all seriousness, sometimes having no rollaway is actually good because it makes the spot seem more intense in your video parts. But if you are trying to attempt this, then make sure you have some spotters for cars or pedestrians or whatever else you might run into. Number 6, the chill spot. Sometimes all you want is a place where you won't be bothered by Karens, random tweakers.
It's the only chain that your neck can hold.
I need me a bigger one.
There you go. Oh, bust down?
Or non-skaters. The chill spot is just that. They're often not the most obvious place to find, and they're often kept low-key within the local skating community to avoid them getting too busy or end up getting busted. But the chill spot is just what it sounds like. A chill spot where you can go and skate and just hang out and not be worried about being busted or kicked out. Throughout skateboarding history, we've had a few iconic chill spots, also known as skate plazas, starting with EMB and continuing on to Brooklyn Banks, Love Park, Hubba Hideout, all of which have been shut down now. And there are still a few really iconic chill skate spots, or skate plazas as some of them call them, left today. Most notably being LA Courthouse and MACBA. But you don't need to go to a famous skate plaza just to have a place you can skate and hang out all day without getting kicked out. Oftentimes you can find these spots in your own hometown if you do enough looking. Or you can even turn a spot that was once a pretty bad skate spot and was boring into a great skate spot that you can hang out all day and nobody bothers you at because nobody knows about it. Which brings me on to the next point, number 7, the DIY spot. The DIY spot never starts out as a DIY spot. It often starts out as a Bando spot or a chill spot, but over time as more people come and skate there, the ideas start to form. Ideas for what the spot could be. Maybe it starts off a simple ledge and then moves on to a rail, and then next thing you know, you're revisiting geometry, figuring out how to measure a curve so you know how to build a mini ramp in an abandoned house that you now turn into a skate park. The great thing about the DIY spot is that it's really up to your imagination and also your resources for how you want it to look. You could design something purely meant for ledge to ledge transitions, or you could make every ramp lead into a wild wall ride, or you could just make the roof of the Bando your ramp. When you have no homeowners association, the sky is really your limit. And I have seen people build DIY skate parks pretty much anywhere, from under bridges to Bandos as stated before, and even on a small island on a lake. Yes, it's actually true. Here in Seattle on Blue Lake, somebody built a bowl on Duck Island for the Thrasher Magazine DIY competition or something like that. The footage of it looks kind of rough, but this just goes to show how far you can go when building your own skate spot. Overall, the DIY spot is a 10 out of 10 purely because you can choose what you want it to be. If you don't have any skate parks nearby you, then the only thing you're really left to do is just build your own, and you can build the best skate park out there or the worst one. It's only up to you. Number 8, the dead spot. This is similar to the bust spot because usually it only comes after a spot has been busted. The dead spot is a spot that has been skate stopped or entirely torn down, and because of it can no longer be skated. And this is sad to see, and unfortunately we skaters have had to go through a lot of this trauma in the past few decades. First, they took out Hubba Hideout, an iconic spot in the late 80s to early 90s that was actually the birthplace for the name of Hubbas. And ever since then, there has been a battle against skaters and their skate spots. And within the past 20 years, we have lost a number of iconic spots, from Love Park in Philly, which got completely demolished and turned into a different park which you can't really skate in anymore, EMB, which got skate stopped, Carlsbad, which also got torn down, and most recently El Toro, which got torn down and also skate stopped into oblivion. And like, what's even the point of having stairs if you're just gonna close them with a gate? Like, aren't people supposed to walk up the stairs? But you can't do that when they're closed with a gate. So I honestly just don't get it. And currently there is still a battle going on to save the Brooklyn banks. And there's a petition that you can sign in the description to hopefully save this really iconic spot from getting destroyed. Unfortunately, spots getting shut down and busted is just a part of skateboarding. And the only thing you can really do is try educating people on what skateboarding is and just being respectful of people when they tell you to leave, because usually that's just their job and they have no other option unless, you know, they're being a Karen, of course, and then you have all the rights to treat them like they treat you. But until then, you know, just keep it cordial, keep it friendly, don't give skateboarding a bad name, because that could cause the spot that you're skating in right now to get shut down and you could ruin it for everybody else. Anyway, I think that's all I have for now. Thank you guys for watching, and if you guys liked the video, make sure to leave a like, and also if you're new, make sure to subscribe, because I upload videos like this one and other ones once a week at least, sometimes two if I'm feeling generous. And anyway, that's all I have for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.